Okay, so I have these this bag here is a Safer brand, which is the Diatomaceous earth. It kills ants, crawling insects killer. This is actually it also kills cockroaches, ant fleas, silverfish, earwigs, and bed bugs. Particularly, when I dig up my iris, for the soil, I will put a little bit of this in the soil to kill any existing insects or any existing bugs that are potentially in the soil. And I also put this around the perimeter of my house. So when I dig up all kind of flowers, plants, and stuff like that, I normally leave it dry, leave the earth dry for a week and without touching it or doing anything to it, because I want to make sure that the ants and all the insects leave the area before I apply this material. This is very safe for pets and for children's and for others, for human, but you also have to use it with precautions because it is actually a chemical that it kills the insects. So generally I would tell my little one to not go near the area that it has been dried up. So let's say last week or the week before I dug up my iris. This week, a week after, I spread some of this chemical to chase away the insects and the bugs that is infested in the soil. Once I applied this, I will then put other compostable dirt and other dirt that chicken manures, other type of soil to put into the soil and make sure that to prepare for the iris bed. With that being said, this is great. It's safe for pet, it's safe for animal, it's safe for human, but it is not safe for the insects. And for me, I just dig up the iris, let the ants, the bugs, all the creature rehome themselves before I put these killer safe brand into the soil, because I don't want them to start eating my new rhizomes that I put in the ground. Now, for the flowers, I actually pre-bought this ahead of time because it's I went to Home Depot, as you all could see it. I do things and buy things in preparation to my schedule. With that being said, I did bought a bag of Miracle-Gro. I'm not gonna put this into the garden yet, not until March. This doesn't seem like it has an expiration date, and if it does, it doesn't expire until next year, so I'm not too worried about it. So I just bought this and I'm gonna be storing it for March when the flower needs to get some nutrients for the blooming season. Another brand that I really liked is this one here, Fish Emotions. Anything that makes with fish, please do use it for your garden, for your vegetables, for your plants. It is a perfect now this one is $17. The Fish Emotion is $26. So I bought this. I'm gonna use it in my garden, use it for my fruit tree, use it for my my squash, my tomatoes, and all kind of stuff. Anything that it says is made with fish is really good for your garden. So please do use it because it is very good. It's organic and it doesn't contain any chemicals, so it's safe for your pet, it's safe for your for your garden. This one, however, I don't know, but it is a good brand and I have used it before, so chances are what I normally do is I mix the two. not mixing it in terms of like mixing them together and spray the plant. So let's say 1 month I sprayed this once time, the next month I would go in and spray with this, so that way you can have 2 different type of nutrients for your plants, and hopefully it will bloom and grow for you at a correct time. So let's say if I sprayed this here in March, in April I'll go in and spray this, so that way the plant have different nutrients and they'll be able to grow with the expectations of having them create more blooms for you. And as for the soil, I love to use things that are organic. So here I have organic compost. I think I bought this for $4.28 or $4, nearly $5. This one is the chicken manure. The chicken manure is about $3 a bag. However, with the chicken manure, it's very interesting. So for the chicken manure, I will have to let the chicken manure sit for 6 months. So let's say I bought it, I'm gonna use September. I bought it actually at the end of August, but I will use it in March. For reason is the chicken manure is very good for your garden, but it's also very, very strong. It's strong in scent, and it's also strong in the type of the chemical, the manure. If you directly put it into your plant right away, what's gonna end up happening is that the chicken manure will burn the leaf of your plants, and it will actually cause your plants to burn because it is very strong. If you let the chicken manure sit in its bag in the garden somewhere at the corner for 6 months, then the smell will go away and the chemical will not burn your plant. So what I normally do is, I don't have very much space since I am living in California. So any area that is covered with grass, I would actually put a bag. So I would lay it out all over my garden. That way, whenever the 6 months come, all I have to do is cut them and directly apply them right onto the soil or on top of the rhizome or in the flower bed or in the garden. And that is how I do it. I just basically scatter it out all over the garden and cover it where there are weeds, because if the weeds go through the bags and grow through, it will burn the weeds. So that's another lazy way for me to kill the weeds in my garden, using the things that I have laying around. So particularly if you look at my garden, it actually looked like a mad woman's mess, but hey, as long as it's doing its job, I don't care. I was never born to impress anyone, and therefore I am not going to try to impress anybody, but doing what I love most, and it's this gardening. So if you get chicken manure, I actually bought 2 bags of chicken manures. I'm going to use it, but I'm gonna use it in March because I don't want it to burn my rhizomes, my flowers, and my plants, because I work hard to get them to be at the level that they are. Now, another type of soil that I absolutely love is this one here, garden soil from Kellogg. This bag here is about $9, $10, and it's absolutely organic. I throw it all over my garden because I'm actually preparing my garden for the winter. This one, it is organic, but it's very, very barky. And what I mean by barky is that it's basically soil, but it's composed with a lot of see, this is barky. So it's like a mulch. It's like nature's mulch. And the fact is, I love it because it actually create a cushion. It's like a blanket for the soil. For example, here I have the rhizomes that I am planting on the ground, and basically I am trying to prepare it for the winter, because coming up is September, October, so forth. So this means that the rhizomes is going to go into dormancy. When it goes into dormancy, what's end up happening is that you're going to need to blanket it. And the way to blanket it is actually using these materials here, where it's easily decayable because it's actually small, but it's very bulky by the fact that it will keep the moisture in the ground, and it will actually allow your plant to grow. Now, and it will keep it warm by fact that because you have the rhizome in the ground, and you're trying to for me, I'm trying to protect it by fact that I'm putting these little bark here that you see I scatter it all over the garden just to protect it. Now this here is a prime example of a potted rhizomes, right? This is was in the pot, and it still retains the shape of the pot. I don't have time to dig a hole and put it into the ground or separate it. So what I did is I am just going to directly let the take it out of the pot, and I'm just gonna let it sit there, and I'm going to basically throw a couple of handful of dirt or K-log plant mix here at this location to let the rhizome take root, because I generally don't have time to take good care of it because I just don't. I have plenty of plant that I need to take care of, so I just take it out of the pot. It's doing great. It's growing. It's multiplying. So it needs room, and I'm giving it room by just tossing it in the garden. Now, I have here. This was given to me as a gift. Is a Boundless Beauty. This one, I put it in the pot with the roots sticking up, is because I just want to see how well it will grow. Basically, Annie, here's another Boundless Beauty that I got, and I have this one here, Secret Delight, and I have Power Struggle sitting over there, and I have another rhizomes that I need to take care of over there. So with the one that I know that it looks very skinny, very unhealthy, looking like a rhizome. This one, this little guy here is about a finger and a half. So it's very small. This one here is about 1 finger. So the 1 finger size, or my pinky size. So I know these are going to struggle as I'm going to put them in the ground. Right now it has a little bit of sunlight, shaded area light. Is not very like demanding light right now, so I let it out. I water it, and I kept it out so it can enjoy a little bit of sunlight, so it can grow. With that being said, the one that are bigger, which is over here, the one that are bigger, and I know that's not gonna suffer, I am going to put it directly in the ground. And basically I just tossed this in the ground not too long ago. Preferably, I think I did it last night. So I am just going to do that, cover it up a little bit, take a little bit of my special soil and kind of give it a little buffer, and let it bury it a little bit, so that way it can have some soil. Chances are it will grow. This one here is a little bit of a small one that is struggling, but I know it will grow. And this little guy here is my Cherimoya plant that I grow from seed. This is gonna grow into a tree, and when he grows, I am going to have to move my irises out of his way so he can have soil. So in my garden, as you can see, it's all over the place, but for me, if I'm growing other things around it, because I know that the soil I bought they're semi-expensive, right? So $10 a bag or whatnot. And I'm basically fertilizing the areas anyway, my soil and everything. So chances are the plant is going to love it, and it is gonna thrive because of whatever I am doing to the soil. I'm adding a lot of fish emotion, adding a lot of work into it. So what you, like they say, you reap, you sow. So with that being said, it's okay to grow other things with your irises. While this little guy here grow, these here produce flowers for me to enjoy. So with that being said, you can say this: oh, I wanted to just keep my garden to just one thing. Yes, you can, but then when that one thing grow, what else do you have to enjoy? You don't have any fruit to enjoy. You don't have any other plants to enjoy. So it's okay to commingle the plants together so you can get the most out of your plants for the most out of your time. So as an example here, I don't know if anyone's curious, but if you dig around, I have here is a mango seed. And I just am going to just put it directly in the soil like so. And if it grows into a tree, great. I'll have a mango tree. If it doesn't, then it's okay. I don't care because I have my iris to enjoy. As for everything else, is just let it be, right? So you reap, you sow, you put in the seed, you put in the work. You want to have multiple productivity. You don't just want to just aimlessly, because not all of these irises is going to bloom. Not all of these here in the pots is going to grow into a healthy plant, and some of them do die. Those that are in my hand, they really don't die, so I end up having a lot, and I end up getting a lot because people know that whatever the crap you give me, I would get it to live. And sometimes I fail, but I have a rate of 90% growing. Even the little seeds that was given to me now has become 2 little tree. So with that being said, you want to you spend so much time in the yard doing all kind of work and stuff like that. You want to enjoy what you reap, and that's what I have to say. So it's okay to grow different things inside of your garden, and hopefully it will grow. I wish that I have time to like go around and like put, like here, this one is Boundless Beauty, this one's Secret Delight. I wish, and this one is Irresistible Charm, and this one is About Town. I wish I have enough time to go in and label everything that I have, but unfortunately I don't have time, because even if I do, I actually struggle with my son. He will go in and pluck all the sign, and then I would lose them. And I would have no idea what I'm growing and what it is. Otherwise, I just have to go back to the list and go back to the pictures and basically try to get it all together again. And yes, I do put little ones in the ground too as well, because that's what's given to me and I liked it, and I'm gonna try my best to grow it. But I did not put it in a pot because I do ran out of pot, and that's the struggle with me here is no more pots, no more soil, no more lots of things. So it is what it is. Now, if you have any question, concern, please let me know. I'm here to help you. I'm learning also, and we can learn together. Take care, stay safe, and stay healthy. Bye-bye.